Okay, guys, welcome back to Ace Attorney Dual Destinies. It's Monday, which of course means is a brand new week for streams. I've told you all about this before, but this is just a reminder. I will be streaming today and tomorrow, but I won't be streaming on Wednesday. And that is because on Wednesday I will be making the relatively long drive to a certain city to watch a certain very elite wrestling show that is coming to that city. My fellow AEW fans may know what I'm on about. But yeah, I will be going to my first ever, well, it's the first ever Dynamite in that's not impossibly far away from me in the UK. So yeah, I'm going to it. I'm going to Dynamite on Wednesday, which is really exciting because I've always, I mean, going to All In the first two times in London was so amazing, but I have always secretly wanted to attend an AEW Dynamite show live. And yeah, not only will I be doing that, but the show I'm attending is 3 hours long and it is a Super Jumbo Holiday Bash edition. So I'm very, very excited. But yeah, so before I get started on the game, I do also want to send my thoughts and condolences out to the family of acclaimed film and TV director Rob Reiner, who was horrifically and tragically found dead in his LA home. I've not seen much of Rob Reiner's work, but the work I have seen of his I really, really enjoyed. He was a really, really good director, a really, really good actor, and I know that he will be missed in the film and TV industries massively. So yeah, R.I.P. Rob Reiner. And yeah, now let's continue with the case. We are still on Turnabout Academy, but I think I'm near to the end of it, or maybe I'm not. I'm still on trial day 1, but hopefully I always like to have a goal for Ace Attorney streams, so I'm hoping that this stream today I will be able to finish the first part of the trial and maybe even finish the second part of the investigation. That would be really neat. So yeah, we shall see. So yeah. So I kind of paused it mid-trial last time because I think the last time I had an Ace Attorney stream, I kind of came down with cold symptoms towards the end of it, because the problem with when you have a not the best immune system like I do is you might be okay and then all of a sudden cold or hay fever or anything can just suddenly develop and make you not feel perfect. So yeah, but I am feeling good today. I've got plenty of water so I can make sure I'm hydrated and everything. But yeah, so we are currently prosecuting Hugh O Conner, who is now our lead suspect in the case. Robin Newman was also a suspect, but in the last stream, we found out a rather interesting secret about Robin, and that is that she is actually a girl. She's not a guy. So that means, because I think it's definitely assumed that a male person killed Constance Court, who is our victim in this case. So that means that Robin is out of the question. Okay, wait, Was this taken in the art room, the room where the murder occurred? Indeed it was, but the revelations do not end there. Do you see the clock on the wall? It reads 7:05, a mere 5 minutes before the voice was recorded on the tape. What? The accused brutally stabbed the victim to death 5 minutes after this photo was taken. Okay, so we have a school camera photo added to the court record, a photo of the art room while preparations for the mock trial were being made, taken on the day of the murder. It seems the defendant's culpability in this crime is quite obvious. Junie was with Professor Court just 5 minutes before she was murdered? What now? Nothing I say can change that fact. Understand now. You can believe in your client all you wish, but try as you might, such misplaced faith will inevitably be cut down before the cruel, steely blade of truth. Naga! Listen, Missy, the person you'd like to save more than anyone else in the world, I'd be willing to wager that your defense isn't what they desire. But I became a lawyer so I could... You still fail to understand. After so much pain and defeat, the courts are not the play yards of little children dressed as lawyers. So before you break your back in failure, run along home and grow up. Grrr. Ah! If he thinks I'm giving up now, he's got another thing coming. I have to find my inner strength if I ever hope to save him. But I can't think of any way to strike back. The worst of times are when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles. That's impossible. How can I smile under these circumstances even if I forced it? This is badder than bad. Who knew Blackwell had that one waiting in the wings? Why didn't that twisted samurai just present it at the beginning? Wait, maybe this was his real plan? Was he just trying to show me how weak and powerless I am? Maybe he's right, because I really haven't got a clue. Who's the real killer? Who murdered Professor Constance Court? Robin Newman, a girl who had been forced to live a lie as a guy. Okay, so Robin is still a suspect, but she's not our prime suspect. Our prime suspect is the guy that we're currently cross-examining. This guy, or was it Hugh O Conner, the honor student who had met with Professor Court? There seems to be little reason to debate the defendant's guilt any longer. The time for a verdict has come. Objection! No, that's not gonna happen, man. What's the meaning of this? You can't interrupt a judge about to hand down a... Teehee, maybe, but false verdicts are a no-no. What? Miss Newman, please explain yourself. Juniper's not the killer. I know because I know who the real killer is. You do? You know who the real killer is? What is she up to now? Yep, I know because the real killer is... M.E. Me. T. What? It was me. I did it alone. Just me. I don't get it. Why is she confessing? Miss Newman was witness near the stage. There's even a related photo of her. The more I think about it, the more suspicious she seems. Robin Newman isn't the kind of guy who pins the blame on friends. Just so he can walk free. Get it over with. Declare me guilty already. Hold it. Please, wait. Juniper, well, what are you doing? Thank you for all you've done, Thena, but you'll have to forgive me. I can't let my friends take the blame any longer. Junie, no. Don't do it. Hugh and Robin have done nothing wrong. They have absolutely no connection to this case. The real killer is me. I alone am responsible for the entire crime. Well, what? Junie, you know that's not true. Hurry up and retract your statement. I'm afraid it is true. Forgive me, Vina. Order, order. Will somebody please explain what's going on here? I see right through your cheap ploy. School rules state that a prior conviction terminates one's eligibility to graduate. A guilty verdict here would make whatever dreams one had go up in a puff of smoke. Oh, I wasn't aware. Even meek little mice will fight when cornered. A pitiful spectacle, I might add. These vermin are trying to protect each other now that they've nowhere else to run. Protect each other? Wait, so was Robin just trying to protect Junie too? If so, then the real killer is... Heh, this whole thing's a joke. Uh-oh, now it's Hugh's turn. Well, what? What is wrong with kids these days? I know what just crossed your mind, Miss Sykes. You think I'm the killer, don't you? Wow, he really is a genius. He even knows what you're thinking. Heh, I think it's about time I told you the truth, and I'll even get right to the point. It was me. I did it. Wait. What? Oh my god, everyone and their mother is confessing. What's going on? Now both potential suspects are claiming to be the real killer. I am so confused right now. If you still have doubts, how about I detail my murder plot? It's absolute genius. Enough of this nonsense. This is a court of law, not the set of some high school drama. I see I have no choice. I'm afraid I'll have to... Hoy, wait, your baldness. I'm sorry, Prosecutor Blackwell, but I'm in no position to hand down a verdict just yet. I am hoping that the defense and prosecution can come up with some airtight evidence. That is why I am giving you both the rest of the day to continue investigating this case. Pinch me. I think I'm dreaming. Fine. Do as you wish. This brings today's proceedings to a close. Court is adjourned. Well, turns out I was nearer to the end of the first part of the trial than I thought. Because now it's time to go into investigation mode once again. Sorry, boss. I couldn't do it. You know, that little bit of advice you gave me. The worst of times are when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles. I don't know exactly what you meant, but there was no way I could force a smile in that courtroom today. I'm just glad you remembered that. But now how about relaxing a little? Relax? Not gonna happen. Junie, she asked me to defend her because she believes in me. But I felt completely helpless. If it weren't for their confessions, But if this trial proceeds in the same manner and ends in the same way as the mock trial, would you not lose everything you've worked so hard to gain? Well, I'll just have to make sure that doesn't happen then, won't I? No, I can't lose it all. Not now. You okay, Athena? You're turning kind of pale. I can't just stand around here. I'm going to finish the investigation. Can it wait? I just took a batch of freshly baked cookies out of my magic panties. Thanks, but I better get going. Save me one for when I get back. Apollo, you wait here. I need to see Junie at the detention center first, right away. No, wait, I'm going with you. Sorry, Mr. Wright, but I better go too. No problem. You two be careful. Okay, detention center, here we are. There's so much I need to ask Junie. What happened in court today? Where we go from here? Well now, fancy meeting you here. Oh, Professor Means, what brings you here? I asked him to come. He arrived just a little before you. I wanted to ask him something, but first, Athena. I want to apologize for my sudden confession after you worked so hard to defend me. She was calling me Athena until just now. No, I should be the one apologizing. The whole thing spiraled out of my control. Athena, Don't worry. I'll really bring it tomorrow. I'll find something to prove your innocence. About that. Athena, I've been thinking of asking Professor Means to defend me instead. Huh? I myself only just heard of this a moment ago. Oh, so she thinks Professor Means would be... No, I can't let this happen. Not with the way he wants to do things. Junie. I know, Athena, but will you please hear me out? Okay. Just gonna have to watch my mic because it's above me. Okay, let's talk to Junie. Why change lawyers? Athena, do you actually think Hugh or Robin could have committed the crime? The body was moved right before the mock trial. Besides Junie, they're the only ones who could move freely around the campus at that time. I'm sorry, Junie, but at this point, I can't rule them out. I was afraid you'd say that. Juniper is seeking a lawyer who can clear all three of their names. Only I am capable of such feat. But how can you possibly prove that all three of them are innocent? I'm a result-oriented person. Come tomorrow, I won't fail to have the perfect piece of evidence ready. For the end really does justify the means, especially for me, Professor Aristotle Means. Ugh, I really don't like the sound of that. I'm sorry, but just as you believe I'm innocent, I believe that my friends are innocent too. Alright, if that's how you really feel, we'll respect your decision. Apollo? But we want to continue our investigation. Could we ask you some more questions? Sure, I don't mind. Professor Means, would you like to stay and join our conversation? Yes, of course. I am your lawyer after all. There's that smile again. Why does it always creep me out? Okay, why did you confess? About your confession, Junie? It's not true, is it? You just said what you did because Robin had confessed on the stand, didn't you? Yes, I wasn't thinking straight. All I knew was I had to help my friend. You mean because of that school rule? The one that says you can't graduate if you are convicted of a crime? No, I didn't do it because of some rule. I did it because she's my friend. Why is there discord in her voice again? Could it really be that the friendship between the three of them is on the rocks? There's more here than meets the eye. Okay, let's ask Junie about the trio's friendship. When did you three first become friends? Well, even though we were in different courses, we really bonded from the first day at school. We vowed to work together to bring an end to the dark age of the law. That was when our proof of friendship came about. There's that proof of friendship thing again. I just wish this were as simple as that. Heh, we even have proof of our friendship. Yeah, as long as our friendship lasts, you can bet we'll be carrying them around. But the situation kind of changed recently. when the school's policy shifted to training legal professionals who produce results. Allow me to explain. In the lawyer course I teach, producing results means winning trials. Professor Cord, on the other hand, taught that finding the truth was the only valid result. Unfortunately, that clash of ideas created a rift among our students. At some point, we stopped talking about it. While that meant fewer arguments, it also meant we couldn't be as frank and open with each other as we used to be. I think I understand now. By putting their friendship on a pedestal, they actually did more harm than good. It seems the relationship between the three of them isn't as simple as I thought. Juniper, thank you for talking to us about this difficult subject. Yeah, thanks, Junie. Now, if you could tell us about the day of the murder. Okay, let's get Junie's side of things on the day of the murder. Junie, you told us yesterday that you went home a little after 6. Was that a lie? I'm sorry I didn't tell you this before, but what actually happened was I left the art room a little after 6 p.m. and headed over to my dressing room where I worked on my stage costume until 7. That's it? You didn't go anywhere else? No, nowhere else. If that really were it, then there would be no reason to lie in the first place. She's gotta be hiding something else. Junie, do you remember this picture? Yes, but something's wrong here. Wrong? What's wrong? I took this picture at around 6, which was before I'd left the art room, but the clock here says it's just after 7. By 7, I'd already been working in my dressing room for some time, so there's definitely something wrong with the time in this picture. I guess we'd better go check the art room. Okay, just one last question about the day of the murder. Okay, encountering Hugh. On the evening before the mock trial, the evening of the murder, you ran into Hugh. Yes, I did. And around 7:15, I went to the main building before going home. That's when I saw Juniper. We didn't say much as we passed by each other. She seemed her usual self. That's it. Anything else you'd like to ask? She suddenly went silent. She always was terrible at hiding things. Was she trying to keep their meeting a secret by lying about going home at 6? Alright, I won't press the matter any further. Is there anything else you noticed on the night of the murder? Well, I don't know if this will help, but that evening, I went back to my dressing room to get something I'd forgotten there. It was well after the last bell rang. I'd say maybe around 8:30. Around 8:30, huh? That's over an hour after when the crime supposedly took place. That's when I noticed that both stage statues were finished. They were quite large and they were each covered with a white sheet, but I could tell. It made me happy to think that after all that hard work they were finally finished. Oh right, the statues that Robin made. So they were covered in white sheets. Junie, are you okay? Sorry, I'm a little tired, that's all. Athena, I think this meeting is over. Professor Means. I will use any means possible to get the result I want in Juniper's case, but it will require considerable preparation, so I must be off. Junie! I'm Professor Means. I have a proposal. A proposal? Wait, this isn't another one of your crazy. By sundown today. Yes? I, Athena Sykes, along with Apollo Justice. Well, wait a second. Don't drag my name into... We're going to discover the truth behind this murder mystery. Sorry guys, just had to clear my throat. And we're going to bring you solid evidence showing just what that truth is. I see. So it has come to this, has it? If we succeed in doing that, I want you to promise that you'll accept it, Junie, no matter how hard it is to hear. Then you shouldn't need anyone else to defend you except me. Have we got a deal? I trust that's okay with you too, Professor Means. I have no objections as long as Juniper is satisfied with this arrangement. Okay, but only if it's the real truth. I'm sorry to put you through this, Thena, but thank you. I've been thinking only of myself this whole time. Junie, it's way too early to thank me, but you can thank me all you want once I get to the bottom of this. Very well, I will see you back here at sundown. Sorry for all the trouble, Professor. It's just she's new to the agency, so... Don't be silly. I find it all rather thrilling. Now let us meet here again later. If you'll excuse me, I'd better go. Okay, see you later. But if this trial proceeds in the same manner and ends in the same way as the mock trial, would you not lose everything you've worked so hard to gain? Ah, this is no time to be thinking about that. I've got an investigation to do. I will find the truth by sundown no matter what. Okay, let's go to the hallway. And then we're gonna move to the lecture hall. Okay, nothing. Outdoor stage. There we go. Is it my imagination or does something just move? Afternoon, you two. Prosecutor Gavin, what are you doing here? Don't you think sneaking on a campus like this is just slightly suspicious? I'll have you know I'm continuing my investigation in the strictest of confidence. I don't want to be caught napping again at tomorrow's trial, and that means a thorough investigation today. Think you can lend us a hand? I'm not one to refuse a damsel in distress, but you need an avast, Fraulein. I intended to help from the start. You're the best prosecutor, Gavin. Okay, time for a thorough investigation. I bet we missed lots of stuff yesterday. Okay, let's ask about the stage. Sorry guys, I need to clear my throat again. Just gonna have another drink as well. Prosecutor Gavin, you were scheduled to perform at the school festival, weren't you? That's right, but I hadn't seen the stage until yesterday. That backdrop with the starry sky and big crescent moon isn't half bad. We also had some tricks up our sleeve to make the concert really rock. Pyrotechnics, a fog machine, big banners, things like that. It would have looked like this. Oh, the plans from yesterday. What's that design on the banner there in the back? I know the scales are the school emblem. But what's with the number 6? It looks like it's in serious pain or something. Athena, Ixnay on the Ixay. That's the governor's logo, Fraulein. Oh, a nice piglet in her forehead. Really smooth. Oh, I meant it looks like the number 6 rocking seriously hard. 9, Fraulein. It's a G for governors, not a 6, but whatever floats your pretty boat. So, where is the banner? I don't see it anywhere on stage. It was an important part of the show, but the school managed to misplace it somehow. It's a pity. We had it specially made from heavyweight, high-grade cloth. A missing banner and 2 broken statues. There are mysteries aplenty to be solved, yeah? Come to think of it, one of the broken statues was of Prosecutor Gavin. Okay, let's ask about the statues. As you can see here in the stage plans. Right here, we have the statue of me. And right here, her right statue. But little does that matter now, as we both lie in pieces thanks to you. Her forehead. What did I ever do to you? Actually, this statue broke into rather large pieces. Why don't we try to put it back together? Maybe we'll learn something new. Picking up the pieces of a shattered rock star? Achtung, that's one uber cool idea. There might even be a song in there somewhere. Yay, let's do this. Schnell. Is this an investigation, or am I interrupting a German language club social event? Okay, so let's examine. So we'll start with the statues. I don't know, this is fine for a rock concert, but the nighttime sky is a backdrop for the courtroom. Personally, I think it's breathtaking. I mean, speaking the truth under a starry sky. Don't you think it's romantic, Fraulein? And the waning crescent moon represents the maximum 3-day trial cycle. 3-day trials outdoors? No thanks. If it starts raining, my hair will be ruined. Okay. The box. Wait, you don't think this weird box here is... Hands off. I knew it. I know that voice anywhere. Let's just ignore it. I mean, it made its wishes loud and clear. So, this is the future cardboard box technology has afforded us, huh? Okay, we've got the stand. It's a bit too far away to get a good look. Maybe we should try a different angle. Oh, okay. So that's the body outline. The body's gone. All that's left is a white outline. I never knew Professor Court personally, but seeing her reduced to a white outline leaves me cold inside. But in a way, she still lives on in the messages she left behind. Like the strange way her body was posed and the signs of her wrists being bound. You're right, let's use her final messages to catch her killer. Okay, let's zoom in over here and then examine this. Found one, a piece of Prosecutor Gavin's shattered pride. Are you saying my pride is as fragile as a plaster of Paris? It looks like there are other large pieces scattered about. Okay, let's find what we can. Okay, a white fragment. A large white fragment, it has a distinctive shape that can be described as angular. It's a copy of the school paper with that story about the alleged love triangle. I wonder if people really waste their time reading this stuff. It's more popular than you think. Well, what was that? I thought I heard something just now. You're just hearing things. It was nothing more than your ears playing tricks on you. Okay. Oh no, Prosecutor Gavin, you're a complete wreck, literally. Why in the world would someone do something like this? I don't know, but whoever did it must have felt an amazing sense of release. Can I take that as a confession, her forehead? What? No. I feel bad for Robin. She worked so hard on these. Let's pick out the pieces for her. You got it. Let's check every corner of the stage then, yeah. Okay. The other statue Robin made, it's been smashed to bits. If there were some larger pieces, we might be able to put this one back together too. Yeah, but all I see are itty bitty ones. I wonder what Mr. Wright would think if he knew we put Prosecutor Gavin's statue back together but left his all like this. We could always come back to it after the case is solved. I'll help you fix it. Okay, is this a math? There we go. Found another piece of the statue, but there should still be some more. Let's leave no stone unturned. Pebble fragment from a broken statue. Found another piece of the statue, but there should still be some more. Okay. So we're getting the white fragments put back together. I don't think I see anymore. Okay. The winner of the mock trial was to take the training seminar right here. You mean Hugh or Robin? Yeah, besides Junie, they're the only ones who can move freely around the campus before the mock trial. That means one of them must be the killer. But that's not really enough to go on, is it? We need to talk with Juniper one more time and persuade her to give us a name. Right, and that means we have to find irrefutable evidence before the day ends. There's no time to lose, but we can't rush it either. Efficiency is the key. I'm just gonna give my ears a bit of a break from the sound, because my ears are a little stuffy. Okay. 67th? Wow, the school festival goes way back. Oh, look! The text on this sign isn't written, it's embroidered. And there's a warning in even smaller embroidery. Embroidered sign lovingly crafted by the Handicrafts Club. Keep dry. But the sign is outside. What happens if it rains? Okay, I really don't see any more statue pieces, so if I examine the statue... Oh wait, there's another piece there. So there's another purple fragment. Okay, there's gotta be more pieces, so I'm gonna have to really look around. I don't see any at the front of the stage. Oh, there's one. There's one on the judge's stand. So we now have all the pieces that we're gonna find. And we're gonna put Prosecutor Gavin's statue back together. There we go. So this is gonna be like a puzzle where we're basically gonna put the statue back together using the pieces. And there we go. Prosecutor Gavin in all of his purple looking glory. Oh, there's some pieces still remaining. Interesting. Ah, there's another statue. So, what is it? Ah, it's the goddess of law holding a pair of scales in one hand and a sword in the other. That's quite the feat you pulled off there, Fraulein. Phew, I love that feeling you get after you work really hard on something. No, I knew who it was. I meant to ask what's it doing here. Not sure, there's no statue like this in the stage plans. Still, I could swear I've seen this statue somewhere before. Okay, Lady Justice has been added to the court record. The more we learn, the deeper the rabbit hole goes. At least we're moving in the right direction. Let's keep searching the stage for clues. I've been wondering about something this whole time. You know that pole at the edge of the stage? You mean this? It has a wire that goes off and connects to something somewhere. An impressive building fit for an impressive school. Yeah, and these beautiful walls are like a big blank canvas. See, my shoe prints leave really distinct marks. Hey, cut that out before you get us in trouble. This wire is for hanging banners over the stage. One of the policemen who was here earlier was checking how it worked. Oh, so that's why the banner looks like it's out of place. The banners are hung and removed from the art room over there. That's the art room over there, as in the scene of the crime? Bingo, Fraulein. It's still crawling with cops, though. Hey, anyone in the art room? Oh, it's you people. Ha 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 ha. In justice we trust. Ah, it's Detective Fulbright. In justice we trust. Is that some kind of greeting between you two? Detective Fulbright, can you lower that banner from there? Okay, hopefully it's finally gone now. Yeah, my throat's been a bit scratchy today, I know. Of course, just leave it to me. How's that? Phew. Thanks, Detective. In justice we trust. Haha. Always glad to help. In justice we trust. So, is that some kind of greeting between you two or not? Well, looks like the banner's down now. Let's go take a look. Okay, let's examine the new banner that we found. Look at this banner. I don't think it would flap very well in the wind. An unflappable banner? Hey, I like that. It goes perfect with unflappable wires and unflappable rockers. It's like it was made for this very stage. Look at this. The bottom part is all knotted up. Let me try and unravel it. Geez, did you really have to? You don't come across an unflappable banner every day. Athena, there are some things that have to yield to forces beyond themselves. What a cool world we live in. Hey, a scrap of paper was caught up inside. It's blowing away. I got it. Yes, great catch, huh? Looks like some kind of note. What does it say? October Hugh 120. What's that supposed to mean? The test score maybe? Pretty impressive when you consider that 100 is a perfect score. I don't see how even Hugh can get beyond perfect. Fraulein, shall we inspect the banner again now that it has been unravelled? Okay, the Hugh scrap has been added to the court record. Discovered on stage, it appears to be a piece of paper torn from a notebook. The name Hugh is written on it. Well, there's only one Hugh that we know, and he just so happens to be one of the prime suspects in this case. But let's examine the banner again, as Clavier says. This is the emblem that's on Junie's school uniform. Hey, you're right. Wait a sec. It's hard to see against the red material, but look. There's a dark red stain here just under the emblem. This banner was on a wire connected to the art room. Right, and the art room is where the murder occurred. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? This stain might be from the victim's blood. School banner has been added to the court record. A large banner that was hung by a wire between the stage and art room. A trace amount of blood was found on it. Okay, so, we can examine Lady Justice some more. The statue doesn't look anything like you or Mr. Wright. The goddess bearing scales and a sword. She's a symbol of fairness and strength. But she and her symbols were shattered along with the statues of you, Mr. Wright. This is a direct challenge to the rule of law. Well, if they want to fight, they've got one. Whoa, take it down a notch, Tiger. Let's save the fighting for when we find our culprit. Phew, there was a whole lot of poking around in such a short time. Does that mean you're satisfied? Actually, there was one more thing I wanted to check out. See that metal fence back there? There's just that one segment, so it seems out of place. It looks like they were in the process of removing them after the stage was set up, but they were never able to finish on account of the murder. We should take a look if you think it could be important. This track looks man-made. Hey, you're right, and it looks like it starts from behind the backdrop. Maybe a big muddy pro wrestler was hiding back there. Well, that was totally random, but we'll never know until we take a look. Looks like something was being dragged through here, and this is where it started. Yeah, but whatever it was, it's long gone. Must have been pretty heavy. Perhaps it was used in setting up the school festival. Oh, then I guess it wasn't a pro wrestler. Still, this could be something important. Well, that's about it for the stage. Right, I think we better search the art room next. I think I'll hang around here for a while, but make sure to tell me once you find it, yeah? Find what? What else? The governor's banner that disappeared from the stage. You never know, it just might be connected to the case at hand. Really? Or does he just want his banner back? Don't tell me. So, in short, that's... Hey! That box. It just took off running. I have a pretty good idea who that is, as I suspect you do too. Come on, we can't afford to have any weird articles written about us. The maintenance area's over in that direction, after the box. Miriam, you're liable to get tossed in the garbage truck if you hang around here. I'm just an empty box, and that's what you do with them. You throw them away. Hey, did you change boxes? I like the new look. What does it matter anymore? I was a complete failure in court today. My work, my pride, my dreams, everything I've worked so hard for, gone. Sorry, Miss Scuttlebutt, but doesn't believing you had a scoop when you really didn't make you a failure as a reporter? A failure as a reporter? Cack. Cack, 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 cack. Ack. Ah! Come to think of it, calling her a failure as a reporter might have been a bit extreme. No. Scold me, despise me, pack me away where I'll never see the light of day. I've been cast aside to waste away into a big pile of mushy paper mache. I kind of feel responsible for this, but now's our chance to prod her for information while she's vulnerable. I bet that's what you were just thinking. What kind of a person do you think I am? You read me like a book. Okay, let's talk to Miriam, scuttling scuttlebutt. That was you on the stage earlier, wasn't it? Why did you run off like that? Take a look at this. Why are you showing me a burnt up old rag? Wait, it's really hard to see, but I think that's the Gamblers logo there. So this is the banner that disappeared? It's all burned up. Don't look at me, I just happened to find it in the incinerator. Incinerator? Did Blackquill actually make good on his threat to burn our box? We should probably try to find out whether someone tried to destroy this on purpose. Yeah, this banner is sounding less and less unrelated to our case, Apollo. Okay, bent fragments have been added to the court record. The bent fragments of the governor's banner that was tossed into the incinerator and found by Miriam. Okay, the depths of despair. Miriam, I owe you an apology. I shouldn't have said you were a failure as a reporter. Too late. I already decided journalism isn't for me. The last step is to erase all the photos on my PC. I'm really going to do it. Here goes. 5%, 10%. 4 years of my life down the drain. Shouldn't we stop her, Athena? Miriam, you should keep publishing your paper. I didn't mean what I said, okay? You didn't mean it? Oh, no, my photos. Stop. Cancel. Abort. Did you stop it in time? Deletion progress. 99% complete. There are only 2 pictures left. What are you going to do now, Athena? You owe it to her to make this right. I know. Poor Athena. She's really trying to make Miriam her worst enemy. So don't worry, Miriam. Your photos may be gone, but the memory of your photographic genius will live on forever in all of our hearts. Ooh, Athena, that was cringeworthy. Hey Miriam, check this out. You took some amazing photos of the 3 of them. I'm sure they really appreciated it. Obviously, I'm the 8th member of the newspaper club. The only member, in fact. I know this won't make up for the photos you lost, but here are your newspapers back. Okay, Themis Herald and Themis Herald Extra have been returned to Miriam. There's no rest for the wicked. I plan on pursuing those 3 for as long as I live. Miriam, why are you so obsessed with Juniper, Hugh, and Robin? Obsessed? I'm not obsessed with them. It's just they were so close ever since their freshman year. So, well... Athena, are you thinking what I'm thinking? Yeah, I think that's the only explanation. Wait a second. You're not thinking what I think you're thinking. That's exactly what he's thinking, Miriam. You want in on their little trio. Cack! Cack, cack! Cack, 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 cack! How could you possibly know that? That's what abused laptop. Cack, cack, cack. My laptop won't turn on. Never thought my life would end so soon. A mere 17 years. Now I really feel bad. Oh, I know. Miriam, we have a laptop at the office. We'd be happy to lend it to you. Huh? You have a laptop I could use? Sure, but on one condition. I want you to ask Junie, Hugh, and Robin if you can hang out with them. What? Like I could ever do that? Sorry, but that's the deal if you want to borrow our laptop. You scare me sometimes, Athena. You're like good cop, bad cop all rolled into one. Cack. Fine, I'll do it, if that's all you want. Yay! I'll be by later to bring you the laptop. Wait. It's not like I owe you anything, but here. Thanks. Oh, it's a set of pictures. Looks like they're setting up the stage. Yeah, I took them when they were putting the stage's backdrop into place. Wow, you sure have an eye for photography, from what I can make out anyway. These are the last 2 photos that didn't get deleted. They're all yours. Okay, stage set photos have been added to the court record. The last 2 of Miriam's photos, they show the students setting up the stage's backdrop on the night of the murder. Well, see you around, scary lawyer lady. That was really impressive, Athena. What's next? Well, I'd like to talk to you or Robin if possible. Okay, let's walk around and see if we can find them. Okay, so let's move. So we're gonna start with... Oh, let's go to the art room. So this is the scene of the crime. Well, here it is, the art room where the grisly crime occurred. Let's start looking. Stop right there. This is an active crime scene. No unauthorized personnel allowed. What? Can't you make an exception? You won't even notice we're... Freeze. I don't think so. No exceptions. Now move along. Nothing to see here. Ugh, he doesn't seem very accommodating this time. Let's try again later. Okay, never mind. So, we'll go to the hallway. Hey, that's Hugh over there. Hugh, we wanted a word with you if you don't mind. If it was Mr. Wright, then sure, but you two, meh. I knew it. There's a hint of discord in Hugh's voice. You're not getting off that easy. After all, you're a possible suspect, plus you actually confessed in court. Whatever. So, what do you want from me? But make it brief. I don't have a lot of time, and I assume you don't either. Okay, why did you confess? About your confession today. You weren't serious about that, were you? Let's just say I had no choice thanks to a certain lawyer who failed to get the job done. So, you're really prepared to take the blame for this? Not gonna happen. Voice on the tape is female, so that rules me out. Let's put it this way. You don't actually believe that ridiculous play on words, do you? Well, my confession is just like that. A means to an end, or as we say around here, the end justifies the means. Ugh, but I actually do believe the voice is shouting Hugh O Conner. Juniper's confession was quite advantageous for the real killer. But if Robin or I were actually the killer, we wouldn't have confessed. It's that simple. Even you should be capable of such reasoning. Or have I overestimated you? You'll make a great lawyer someday. I mean, you seem to enjoy getting under people's skin. Could Hugh and Robin's confessions really prove their innocence instead of their guilt? This is going to take some serious thinking on my part. Okay, now let's ask about his relation to Simon Blackwell. It sure looked like Prosecutor Blackwell was twisting your arm to testify earlier today. Is there some sort of secret he's using against you? I've no intention of saying anything more. Now if you'll excuse me. Hold. I am not through with you yet. Heh, it seems the rogue prosecutor has it out for me. Leave, and we just might discuss you-know-what. No, wait. One little statement and Mr. Cole loses it? What's that all about? I changed my mind. I'll stay and testify. You really are a rank amateur. Even if that were true, you'd think I'd open up to you. So he's not denying it. That secret might be causing the discord in his voice. Then again, we have the same problem with Junie and Robin. Hey, you're just wasting your time on mine. Next question. Okay, now let's ask about Court's planner. About that meeting with Professor Cord on the 23rd. Why did she want to see you? I have no intention of telling you. You'll have to force it out of me any way you can. Ugh, Professor Mean strikes again. Then again, Hugh is in the lawyer course. But didn't Professor Court used to say that the only good result is the truth? So why don't you drop this whole charade and just tell me the truth? The truth. How can you be so sure it will help you solve the case? The truth isn't necessarily your friend, nor Juniper's for that matter. No, you're wrong. I don't care what anyone says. I'm going to defend Junie the right way, using the truth. That's the only way to honor Junie's wishes and Professor Court's memory. I see. Very well, Miss Sykes. I'll testify tomorrow about that truth you're so interested in. Hugh. But, hehehe. Don't look to me if something happens to Juniper because of it. Understand? Well, what's that supposed to mean? What a terrible thing to say. I thought you guys were friends. Yes, we were. Until just recently, actually. Were? I already told Juniper, so I might as well tell you. I don't really care about her anymore. What? Why? Just as I have my secret, she has a side you've never seen. Juniper's not all sunshine and rainbows like you think she is. Well, what are you saying? This conversation is over. I said I don't have a lot of time and I meant it. Hugh, wait. He's gone. He doesn't care about her anymore. Why would he say that? That didn't go so well. I guess we'll just have to pin our hopes on his testimony tomorrow. Dina, what do you say we head over to the art room? Might be a nice change of pace. Hopefully the police have completed their investigation. Alright, we don't really have much time left anyway. Okay, back in the art room. Ha ha ha, why, if it isn't my little lawyer friends again. Thanks again for lowering that school banner for us earlier. Don't mention it. Helping those in need is what my brand of justice is all about. Right, so this art room was where the murder actually occurred. That's right, you can't see it with the naked eye, but there's blood on the floor. That area roped off in the middle of the room marks the spot. The police investigation is done, so if you want to look around, knock yourselves out. Okay, let's examine, but first we'll probably talk to Black Quill. Not Black Quill, Fulbright. Find anything new, Detective Fulbright? Hahaha, good question. Unfortunately, the answer is nothing much yet. He sure is confident for having found nothing. But if we're talking outside of the art room, there has been a major breakthrough. Oh dear, unless I find out what that is, I don't know what I shall do. No need for the theatrics. I was told I could fill you in on this one. Wow, you saw right through me, Detective. I'm impressed. Looking to get arrested for murder via unwarranted flattery, are we? Okay, the breakthrough. So, what's the major breakthrough you mentioned? You want to know? You really want to know? You really... Come on, just tell us already. Aw, you're no fun. Anywho, we got the results of the voice print analysis back. Voice print? You mean for the tape recorder? Exactly. The voice belongs to the suspect, Miss Woods, beyond a shadow of a doubt. See right here? They analyzed the voice on the tape inside and out. Okay, voice print analysis has been added to the court record. And you thought the voice on the tape was saying Hugh O Conner. Ha 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 ha. Thanks for the good laugh, Miss Sykes. Ah, he's the last person I want laughing at me. So now there's evidence of Juniper shouting "You're a goner" around the time of death. If we were to take this as truth, how are we supposed to make sense of it? I don't know. I can't think of any reason why Junie would shout that in the first place. Okay. So, I'm just gonna look and see what the analysis actually says. Okay, issue. Does the voice shouting "You're a goner" belong to Juniper Woods? The voice is a perfect match. Testing is underway regarding signs of post-recording and editing. The tape is about 10 minutes late, 5 seconds of noise requiring further testing. Interesting. Okay, there is the body outline. Hey, this area with the rope around it. That's where we detected a large blood stain. In short, the victim was stabbed here or somewhere close by. The fact that there is no visible blood means it was wiped up with something, right? Right, but we were able to detect trace amounts of blood. Merely wiping it up does not remove all evidence of wrongdoing, and that, in a nutshell, is justice, right? I'd appreciate it if you'd let me have the cool lines. Okay, we've got a very eccentric painting. A picture of a girl wearing a floral hat. Oh, it has the artist's name right here. C. Court. Wow, Professor Court must have painted this. So this is what they consider art? I really don't get it. I swear I've seen this girl before. There's an air of fragility about her, and those pity-inducing eyes. Who is this again? Her name's on the tip of my tongue. I think Athena's thinking of Junie. Okay, we've got a book on the floor, a mock trial script on the floor, and nearby an envelope marked Hughes. I wonder if Miriam's script was ever really inside that envelope. Let's see here, by Miriam Scuttlebutt, and the title is Rouge and Noir, Crimson Blood and Dark Judgment. I wouldn't take part in that mock trial if she begged me. It says there are special rules allowing the payment of bribes while court is adjourned. Oh, and you can bring in up to $3 worth of fabricated evidence. It also says, welcome to the darkest mock trial ever, where the end justifies the means. The prosecution claims this is the script that was supposed to have been used. But the scripts were selected by Professor Court, considering how much she valued the truth. I seriously doubt she'd pick a script entitled Crimson Blood and Dark Judgment. Wow, you have that title memorized already? Okay. Let's look at the stuff over here. Look, a piece of pottery. Looks like it's already been fired. I bet Robin made it. And I bet it won't last long, not with the way she deals with her own work anyway. Yeah, it seems like such a waste. I mean, this one already has some color on it. It looks just like bloodstains, the way the glaze was dribbled onto it. Just like the bloodstains. In Justice We Trust, that does look like bloodstains. We'd better examine it at once. I get it. The victim was stabbed in the middle of the room where the big bloodstain is, and then brought over here, at which point some of her blood dripped onto the pieces. That means the body very well could have been dropped from this window. In the mock trial script, the body was dropped onto a mat. Then a ball cart was used to move it over to the stage. The maintenance area is below this room. The storehouse there is a mat and ball cart. So, even the moving of the body was carried out just like in the script. The killer sure had a thing for Junie's script. Well, what did you expect? That's why we suspected the defendant in the first place. Well, you're wrong, and I'm going to prove it in court. Okay, what else can we look at? Let's see. Ooh, there's a painting of Junie over here. A picture of a girl wearing a floral hat. Oh, it has the artist's name right here. R. Newman. Wow, Robin must have painted this. Is this Junie? The clothes are different, but... Oh look, there's a piece of paper stuck to the back. Let's see what it says. Completely lacks Professor Court's artistry. Must keep practicing, Robin. Huh, I think this is plenty good myself. I wonder what it would have looked like if Professor Corner painted Juniper. I bet it would have been really artistic looking. Okay, we've got a colour mixer here. There's a paint palette here. No surprise there, considering this is the art room. Looks like someone mixed yellow and red to make orange. I prefer yellow. You, on the other hand, are way too red. What's that supposed to mean? I think this is saying that the two of us have to work together to solve this case. Ooh, what if this is Professor Court sending us a message from beyond the grave? What about the blob right next to it, the one with red and green? Maybe she's implying that you need more delicious greens in your diet? Are you saying Professor Court is watching over our dietary habits from the pearly gates? Okay, what's this? Isn't that a mock trial script? Actually, there's a whole bunch of them here. Let's see. Looks like everyone from the judge course submitted one. The victim, Constance Court, was the Fine Arts Club's advisor, so she probably spent a lot of time up here in addition to her other duties. This isn't where I keep a bunch of scripts, but I wager that's how they wound up here. Poor, stressed out, overworked Professor Court. I know exactly how that feels. You must, because your desk always looks like a tornado hit it. Tisk, you're one to talk, Apollo. Me? What about Mr. Wright? Maybe we should rename the firm Wright Stuff All Over the Place Agency. Okay, there is a noticeable print, I guess? Hey, it's gone. Remember that strange statue in the school camera photo? You're right. Wonder where it is. Robin's a member of the Fine Arts Club. Maybe she could shed some light on this. Aha, but in seeing that photo, I think that's where Athena's thinking she's seen that statue that we put back together on the stage before from. Ooh, there's a winder, a reel thing over here. Some wire and a winch. So this is how they reel the banners in and out. There's a nice view of the stage from here. Prosecutor Gavin is still standing in front of that broken statue. So it really wasn't you, Apollo? Don't worry, you can tell me. I won't tell anyone. Ah, I'll never clear my name unless we catch the real culprit. Okay, what else have we got? What's over here? I can see the other half of the building over there, and the quad and stage down below. Yeah, this must be the window Detective Fulbright stuck his head out of earlier. Oh yeah, thanks for the help, Detective. A true champion of justice always comes running to those in need. Great, then how about telling us Prosecutor Blackwell's strategy for tomorrow? Alright, let me think. Well? Oh, hey, I'm not falling for that. So close I could almost taste it. Let's look at this interesting devil decoration. Hey look, that's you on this mobile, Apollo. A red demon. A red demon? Looks more like a snake curled around a brush to me. No, see the antennae and the yellow spots on its back? Anyone can see it's a ladybug. I guess we'll have to agree to disagree. Fine, we can investigate this further at a later date. Agreed? Okay, let's do that. You okay with that, Athena? I really regret bringing this up. Okay, oh yeah, let's look at the clock. Because that was delayed in the photo. This was the clock that created that major problem for Jumi. Let's take a closer look. Don't waste your time. I've checked it, and it's 100% accurate. You sure? How did you check it? Of course I'm sure. I compared it to my own watch, see? Detective Fulbright, didn't you notice that your watch has stopped? It has. This is unacceptable. We obviously can't rely on him. Let's take a look for ourselves. Let's see. Wait a second. It's ahead by 1 whole hour. Well, detective? But this clock must have also been an hour ahead when this photo was taken. If so, that would fit perfectly with Junie's testimony. Prosecutor Blackwell won't like this. I almost feel sorry for the detective. Almost. You can at least pretend to feel sorry by wiping that big grin off your face. Wait just 1 minute. The clock is an hour ahead right now, sure. But what proof do you have that it was running ahead on the day of the crime? That's a good question. Wait, I think I just might have something. Detective Fulbright, you would agree that there is a moon outside this window, right? Sure, a nice crescent one, like something out of a picture book. But if you look at that window in the back with a winch attached to it, you'll see the only view to be had is the opposite side of the school building. Oof, then what's this moon doing here? I wonder. Prosecutor Gavin, you were scheduled to perform at the school festival, weren't you? That's right, but I haven't seen the stage until yesterday. That backdrop with the starry sky and big crescent moon isn't half bad. Isn't this the same as the one painted on the stage backdrop? The proof's right here, detective. This shows it was 6 p.m. when the photo was taken. So if I look, then yeah, it's gotta be the stage setup photos. I know what this moon really is, and if you look at this photo, you'll know too. This shows where that moon in the photo came from and the truth of Junie's testimony. Well, what? Where? Where does it show that? If you look right here, it will all become crystal clear. The backdrop. They were still prepping the stage, so its backdrop wasn't in place yet. This photo shows them in the process of moving the backdrop into position. I can see that. That's the big board hanging here. The size matches too. But there's no picture. That's a crucial detail. It is, but I believe what we're seeing in this photo is the back of the board. The back of the... That's right. And at around 6 p.m. when this was taken, a photo of that same board was being taken from the front. What do you mean the front? The front is against the wall. That's where you're wrong. What about the window? Remember how we said the moon shouldn't even exist in the photo? Take a good look. Are you suggesting the moon is the one on the backdrop? Exactly. In short, this photo was taken while the backdrop was being moved. And as you can see here, it was around 6 o'clock when the backdrop was being set in place. So the art room clock was running fast at least as far back as the day of the murder. How can I ever face Prosecutor Blackwell now? Yes, I just blew a hole in a piece of the prosecution's evidence. Well, I think we've examined pretty much everything we can. By the way, did Prosecutor Blackwell happen to tell you anything about tomorrow's trial? In justice we trust. It's no use trying to pry more info out of me. Having just learned that the clock had been 1 hour fast means we're back to square one concerning the suspect's actions that day. I wonder what the main argument will be about now. How the body was moved would be my guess, but Prosecutor Blackwell's got his own plans. Oh, does he now? Detective Fulbright? Try as you might, I won't say another word about the investigation. No, I wasn't going to ask about that. I was just wondering if you'd seen Robin. Oh, you mean Miss Robin Newman? She was just here a moment ago, and she mumbled something about watching videos in the lecture hall. Video? What video? Thanks, Detective. Athena, I think we should stop by the lecture hall. Right, let's go. Okay, let's move to the lecture hall. But once again, I hope everyone is having a great Monday, and is if you're in the UK, and because it is very cold in the UK today, I hope everyone is staying cozy, staying safe, keeping warm. Yeah, because yeah, it's definitely, I mean, at least in my area anyway, it's meant to be not the best weather all week. Well, apart from Friday, weirdly enough, Friday this week's going to be really sunny over here, but every other day is going to be pretty miserable. So, yeah, hopefully, I'm hoping the weather gods will be shining down on me on Wednesday, because it would be nice to go to the AEW show and not have, you know, rubbish weather waiting for me. There she is, Robin. Hey, Robin. Oh, Athena, Apollo. What are you watching there? Hehe. Oh, it just so happens to be a video of the mock trial. I had to use a bit of coercion to get it, but the end justifies the means, right? There it is again. Professor Mean sure has a lot of influence around here. Care to look into the true connection between the murder and the mock trial with me? Sounds great, but do you mind if we ask you some questions first? Sure, I'll tell you anything you WANT. Okay, first, why did you confess? About your confession today. Why'd you do it? Because Juniper hasn't done anything wrong. I had to stop the trial by any means possible. Right, the end justifies the means. So, you're a follower of Professor Means too? Professor Means is a wonderful teacher, as was Professor Court. I like them BOTH. She brushed that one off like a pro. But with that style of justice, you run the risk of breaking the law. Well, I'm prepared to quit school because of this case. Well, what? Why? I want to be an artist. That's what I really want, man. But no, my parents forced me to study to become a prosecutor. But if the trial went south, you'd have to drop out and give up on being a prosecutor. That's what you're really after, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Talk about someone who literally changes at the bat of an eyelash. I guess she's been dealing with her own problems too. That totally makes sense. Yeah, I suppose so, but that doesn't make what she did right. Okay. The day of the crime. Could you tell us about what you were doing on the night of the murder? Finishing a statue. I was on the stage until the last bell. That's right, you made the statues of Mr. Wright and Prosecutor Gavin, didn't you? Oh, yes. Yes, I did. Both of them. This is just a formality, but can you prove you were making the statues at that time? Can I prove it? You think I'm the killer now? No, that's not what I meant. Both Hugh and Robin were still at school after 7 p.m., but neither of them can prove exactly what they were doing. Could one of them really have murdered Professor Court? Okay, now that the secret's out. Have there been any problems now that everyone here knows you're a girl? Heh, no worries there. I discussed the matter with Professor Court some time ago. I told her I wanted to let everyone know I was really a girl. And just today I found out that she spoke with the school administration on my behalf. Wow, they must really like you. I know, right? But now I can finally be myself here at school. I don't have to hide the fact that I love girly clothes. That's why, Athena, I simply must have this and this by any means possible. What? But this is evidence we need for the trial. Sorry, but no can do. Aw, don't be a party pooper, Athena. Come on, please, pretty please. Okay, stage costume related evidence taken in classic end justifies the means style. Oh, darn it. Anyway, thank you again, Athena. Thank you for revealing who I really am. I wanted everyone to know before the snitch found out. The snitch? Sounds like a new lead. Okay, who does she mean by the snitch? There's a rumor going around that one of the students here is a snitch. I hear they're watching everything we do. Our activities, our relationships, our interests, and reporting it all to one of the professors. But why would anyone do that? Officially, I heard it's to seek out misconduct among the student body. But rumor has it grades are being bought and sold through this surveillance network. That's bribery. The situation at Themis Legal Academy is worse than I thought. While all of this is important stuff, I still want to ask about that thing in the art room. I'll have to present some evidence to show her what I'm talking about, though. Okay, so let's take the photo. Robin, I just remembered something I wanted to ask you. This photo shows a piece of art on the table. Do you know what it is? Whoa! Whoa! Look at that unique artistic sense. That has to be one of Professor Quart's creations, man. Professor Quart's artistic sense. Okay, Quart's artistic sense. Professor Quart's artistic sense. That's a tough one, I'd say. It's avant-garde and very eclectic. In other words, it's weird and all over the place. Don't mind me. The boiler just makes a really loud kind of, a really loud noise sometimes, and and because I've got the door open to my front entrance, it scared me a bit. Come to think of it, that strange-looking painting in the art room was one of Professor Quart's works, wasn't it? The statue in that photo was originally a statue of Lady Justice. Lady Justice? Professor Quart had planned on placing it on the judge's bench in the lecture hall, haha. But the day before the mock trial, it broke while she was polishing it. She said she'd take it back to the art room and try to fix it somehow. So this is the statue in its proper state? You bet. Just look at that wild silhouette. Wow, it's so C-U-T-E. I don't get it. Do you have to be an artist to appreciate stuff like this? Athena, Lady Justice that you put back together on that stage. Oh right, I didn't realize before because it was in pieces. But before it was smashed, maybe it didn't look like Lady Justice, but more like it does in the photo. Well, what in the world was it doing on the stage? Okay, Lady Justice has been updated. Professor Quart had remade it into a completely different looking statue the day before the mock trial. Well, I think that about covers it. Okay, then how about watching the mock trial video with me? What do you say? Sure, sounds good to me. So how do you want to watch it? All classroom desks at this school have their own built-in computer, you know. Wow, this place is definitely a lot cushier than I thought. I know you guys are in a hurry, so I'll just fast forward to the important parts. Let's start with the professor's pre-trial speech. Good afternoon. I would like to start by thanking you for coming here today. Well, that sounds like Professor Means. The mock trial, the crown jewel event at the school festival, will begin shortly. Is the camera like this the whole time? Yeah, it's in a fixed position in front of the stage. When I was a student, I too could hardly wait for this day to come. How come teacher speeches always make me so sleepy? Let's just skip to the end of his speech. Now, let the mock trial begin. Hey, what's the deal here? Why is Junie so large in this shot? Looks to me like she cut right in front of the camera. Juniper was also in charge of the audio, even though she was already playing a part in the mock trial itself. She had to do it to keep the script details secret. She was all over the place that day. When she wasn't in the trial, she was in the audio control room dealing with the music. Ooh, so this is what the lecture hall looks like. Looks like there's a judge's bench back by the screen and a witness stand up front. What about those balconies with the professors' names on them? Those are the faculty seats. Professor Means and Professor Court were in charge of scoring the mock trial. Okay, the lecture hall diagram has been added to the court record. Okay, let's fast forward this a bit. And that's why the defendant is definitely guilty. Ah, that was me, could you tell? Objection. A frail co-ed used her bare hands to stab her professor with an arrow? I don't think so. You read that line in the mock trial, Apollo, but you made it sound kind of weird. Cut me some slack. It was my first time reading that script. I think Juniper is going to speak next. I didn't do it. I had suffered a breakdown and pretty much lost it. It's true I shouted, "You're a goner," but I didn't mean it. Wow, what an emotional performance. She put a real actress to shame. Wait, could you go back and play that scene again? You really think that's necessary? I didn't do it. I had suffered a breakdown and pretty much lost it. It's true I shouted, "You're a goner," but I didn't mean it. Stop, did you hear that? I think you're onto something. Let's play that last part again. I don't follow. What are you guys so excited about? I think this piece of evidence should explain it. Time to show Robin a piece of evidence that links the line we just heard to the case. Tape recorder. Because obviously someone was recorded saying "you're a goner" on the tape recorder. I'm sure you remember this. It contains a female voice shouting a violent threat. I'll play it for you. You're a goner. The voices and performance do sound similar, but I can't believe this is happening. It's just a possibility, but if the voice on this tape is really a recording, one made from the mock trial video, then it means this evidence was fabricated. They didn't get to do a voice print analysis in time for court today. That's why the gender of the voice became so important. And if the real killer had foreseen that gender would become key in today's trial, he would have tried to deflect attention away from himself by making the suspect female. So basically, the only one with something to gain from doing this is our sole male suspect. Wait a second. No way! Professor Means' credo, or credo, is the end justifies the means. So it makes perfect sense that a student who took those words to heart would fabricate evidence. We need to get that tape analyzed as soon as possible. Okay. The voice on the tape said "you're a goner," just like in Junie's script. It may be a fake. Allow me to assist you with that. Prosecutor Gavin, at least make some kind of noise so we know you're there. It's go big or go home with rockstar entrances, Fraulein. Timing is everything. Let me make a copy of that tape right now. And I'll get you the results as soon as I can. I trust that will be alright. Very much so. Thanks. Well, Athena, it's almost sundown. Isn't it about time we head over to the detention center? I think Junie will agree that this is something that could prove her innocence, but will her heart really be open to accepting it? She had to have known this was what I find. And that about covers the main gist of our investigation. I see. Very interesting. You've been quite a busy beaver today. Thank you for all your hard work, Athena. Well, my time's about up, and it will be getting dark soon, so... Junie, you must be tired after being on your feet all day. You should go home and... No, wait! You have to listen to me. I don't. I don't want to hear anymore. I know what you're going to say, Athena. Junie, you promised. We're going to discover the truth behind this murder mystery, and we're going to bring you solid evidence showing just what that truth is. If we succeed in doing that, I want you to promise that you'll accept it, Junie, no matter how hard it is to hear. Okay, but only if it's the real truth. So please just listen to what I have to say. Once you've heard me out, I'll let you decide what to do. Okay, so... suspicions about O Conner. The voice in this recording has been proven to be yours, Junie. And in the mock trial video, we can hear you reading your line from the script. We're having both of them analysed now, but from what I can tell, the voices are the same. And the only one who benefit from faking the voice recording would be Hugh. But that doesn't make any sense. I mean, Hugh confessed in order to protect me. This may sound strange, but his confession is a ploy to make himself look less suspicious. In other words, he was just pretending to protect you. Besides, his confession came after you and Robin had already confessed. If he hadn't confessed right then as well, wouldn't that have seemed a little suspicious? Say what you will, Athena, but none of us would hurt a fly, let alone kill someone. He was a gifted student. He gets outstanding grades and never causes trouble. Apollo's bracelet reacted. It did? But why? Junie, can you look me in the eye and repeat what you just said? Oh, none of us would hurt a fly, let alone kill someone. He was a gifted student. He gets outstanding grades and never causes trouble. Yep, she's definitely hiding something. Yep, she's lying through her teeth. So let's perceive. And we need to look for a tell. So I'm guessing it's something to do with her hands. I'm guessing the point of interest will be and never causes trouble. Okay, I don't see anything. Maybe it's in her face. Wow, I really cannot remember what this tell is. Okay. No. Okay, so let's listen again. Come on. So, yeah, her scarf is moving, so she might be fiddling with it. Juniper, you start coughing when you're under stress. You can't hide it from me no matter how hard you try. When you said, and never causes trouble, a cough escaped and it made your scarf flutter. As for why you were stressed, it's because you were lying. Junie, you're trying to hide Hugh's connection to the case, aren't you? And I believe that also ties into a secret about yourself. A secret about me? I don't understand. I already told Juniper, so I might as well tell you. I don't really care about her anymore. What? Why? Juniper's not all sunshine and rainbows like you think she is. He ended their friendship after he found out about Junie's secret, which means Hugh must have felt betrayed by Junie, making her... Wait, so Junie's the snitch? Huh. You were Professor Court's snitch, weren't you? There's a rumor going around that one of the students here is a snitch. I hear they're watching everything we do. Our activities, our relationships, our interests, and reporting it all to one of the professors. And while fulfilling that role, you learn something about Hugh you'd rather forget. I don't know what you're talking about. Junie, please, stop hiding things from me. I hate having to force things out of you like this. Looks like we're going to have to do this the hard way. Time to review the evidence and see if I can't prove my hypothesis. Okay, I must have something that proves Junie's a snitch and Hugh's connection to the case. Okay. Is it the... Is it the tape recorder? Oh no, okay. So, yeah. So, corpse planner. 20-second routine report. Need to speak with Hugh O Conner. So maybe the meeting with Hugh about the report yesterday on the 23rd, maybe the report came from Junie. So, looks like Corpse Planner has secretly kind of outed Junie as a snitch all along. Right here in Professor Court's planner it says, routine report. I believe this is meant to mean when the snitch would report into Professor Court. I also believe Professor Court planned to meet Hugh in private based on the snitch's info. And from their meeting, Hugh must have put 2 and 2 together and figured out your secret. So you see, it all makes sense only if you're the snitch, Junie. Forgive me, Thena. I've been lying to you this whole time. The truth is, I suspected you from the start. You did? Now this is surprising. I'm so sorry. I've talked about friendship so much, but I've been a terrible friend. Juniper, I don't have that special kind of hearing that Athena does, but I don't need it to sense the pain you're feeling inside, and its intensity is directly proportional to how you feel about your friend. Am I right? Apollo. Please, Junie, tell me why you suspected Hugh. I have a feeling that will be the key to getting to the bottom of this whole case. Okay, let's get the truth out of Junie. What exactly was your role as class snitch? Professor Corda told me how Academy alumni have strayed from the path of justice. The dark age of the law, huh? She didn't want any more of our students going astray like that, but few others at the Academy shared her view. I thought her ideas were beautiful, though sad and unrealistic. She asked you to be her eyes and ears, didn't she? I used to report to her once a month about any wrongdoings I'd seen or heard about. And that court session in her planner, the one from October 22nd, was a part of that. Yes, that's when I reported Hugh to Professor Court. She snitched on her own friend. Okay, your report on O'Connor. I had accidentally overheard Hugh talking. What did you hear? He was talking to someone on the phone. I think it was one of his parents. What were they talking about? Something about having paid money for good test scores. I only overheard him talking, so I never did find out who the money was going to. What? That's bribery. Hugh was buying his way through school, and if that's the case, then that evidence that always seemed out of place might actually be about his secret. Hugh Scrap, maybe? We found this while we were investigating the stage. It's got Hugh's name on it. I didn't know what the number meant at the time, but now that I'm hearing about bribes, it must mean that a bribe of 120 grand was to be paid in October. What's more, take a look at the mark. That same mark is on the pages of Professor Court's planner. Hey, you're right. Well, wait, but why would Professor Court have that kind of information in her planner? You don't really think the person who was taking the bribe money was... It's just a possibility at this point, but it may indeed have been Professor Court. But that is impossible. She'd be the last person I'd ever suspect of accepting bribes. Like I said, it's just a possibility, but a rather good one. Maybe their private talk has to do with the possibility of the bribery being exposed, and what started out as a little argument soon got out of hand. It's not your fault, Junie. Anybody would have suspected Hugh if they knew what you knew. No, I don't believe that alone would have driven him to murder. There's another reason why I suspected Hugh. You've got to be kidding me. There's another reason? Okay, your other reason? I saw Hugh around 7 p.m. the day before the mock trial. Oh, so she's finally ready to talk about that. When I saw him, Oh, Thena. Junie, are you alright? Just trying to relax and tell me what happened. Sorry about that, just hit my mic. Wait, so Hugh's hands were dripping with blood? Oh my god. That's a massive development. What? But why? What am I going to do? Deep down, I know Hugh can't be the killer, but my mind keeps telling me he is, no matter how hard I try to convince myself he isn't. Oh, what am I going to do? Hugh, I can't take this anymore. Thena. So she hid the fact that she had seen Hugh and said she went home at 6 because she wanted to avoid talking about what she saw. Junie, it must have been terrible holding all that in, but it's going to be okay. I'll get to the bottom of this, and that's my promise from one good friend to another. I'll be defending Juniper tomorrow, if that's okay with you, Professor Means. My main concern is whether you can defeat that prosecutor, but I won't try to stop you. I will be watching from the gallery, and shall look forward to seeing what sort of results your methods can produce. Good luck tomorrow. Oh my god, my nose. It wants to sneeze so bad. Now, if you would excuse me. Thena, I'm sorry. I really mean it. I wish I had trusted you from the start. You have to uncover the truth tomorrow. I know you can do it. Don't worry. We already know that the prosecution's key evidence is a fake. And thanks to you, we figured out the motive too. Let's give this our best shot, Athena. Let tomorrow be the day Juniper walks free. I wouldn't have it any other way. We should be all ready now. What can possibly go wrong this time? Still, there's this strange, uneasy feeling I can't shake. I better be imagining it. Okay, so we did the investigation and we're now going on to the second and final part of the trial. Oh, okay. But given that my voice is getting hoarser and hoarser by the minute, and yeah, I feel like I'm gonna make it so that 2 hours are kind of like, I feel like 2 hours is kind of the sweet spot to end these Ace Attorney streams, because I can only read for so long, and I don't really want to do a stream where, because my voice is worn out, I feel like I can't read the game, or I don't really feel like even reacting that much to the game. So yeah, I feel like, because it always seems to line up that roughly about the 2 hour mark, that's when my voice starts to wear itself thin a bit. So in the future, if an Ace Attorney stream ends up being just 2 hours, then that's why. It's because I feel like my voice has reached its limit. So let's save, and then we're not going to continue on to the trial. We are going to exit to the main menu. So there we go. Okay, back to title. But that was Ace Attorney Dual Destinies for this week. I do hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, I mean, it's a heck of a bombshell to end the stream on. That being the reason Junie hadn't spoken up about Hugh O Conner was because she saw he had blood on his hands. So yeah, I'll be very interested come next week. Well, I'll have to see whether I actually play this next week, because I might do what I did last year, where, because I don't think I'll be streaming all week next week due to it being the lead up to Christmas. So I'm thinking of doing what I did last year, where I just do like random streams where I play some of my favourite games, or I might even do a showcase of a game for that, for however many streams I do that week, like I did last year with Metaphor Refantasia. So there we go. Yeah, so let's exit the game. And yeah, so I can already think of one game that I might want to showcase on stream next week. And it's a game that I highly recommend that you check out if you haven't already, because I have been getting into Dispatch a lot more or not a lot more, but a bit more off stream, and it's a really, really good game. And Aaron Paul, he voices Sir Aaron Paul of Breaking Bad fame. He plays Jesse Pinkman in Breaking Bad, but he voices the main character in Dispatch, and he's so good. So yeah. Okay. So if you are on YouTube and you enjoyed this video, please feel free to like, comment and subscribe. Turn your notifications on so you know when I'm going to be live. Also, my social links are in the bottom right corner, so feel free to follow me on those to connect with me outside the streams. And yeah, my next stream will be tomorrow. It should definitely start 4 p.m. GMT. And I will be playing more Yakuza 4 Remastered, and I'll be looking forward to getting into that game a bit more, especially because at the end of the last Yakuza 4 stream, we ended up getting on to plenty of side quest stuff. So it would be nice if tomorrow I could finish that off and then get back to the main story, so I can start introducing you all to the other playable characters of this game, seeing as there's 4 of them. So yeah. But I will see you all later on YouTube. I'm going to wrap up the stream on YouTube so I can focus on raiding on Twitch. But yeah, see you all later, everyone.